Good.
You filming me already?
I am.
Okay. Okay, so that was me guest posing for the neighbours yesterday. Why are you laughing?
Because it's
I'm deadly
funny.
serious. So today's Monday the 19th of August and I'm 7 weeks out from my first show in like 5 years. So some of you will have had me on Instagram or maybe not, maybe you've just watched me on YouTube and you'll wonder like why have you not posted anything for like over 2 years. So late 2021 I got very ill, didn't really think much of it, was just in the house for a couple of weeks with like flu symptoms. And then a month later I started noticing like skipped beats, irregularities with my heart rhythm and stuff like that. And obviously you can imagine with that suddenly coming on, you've got this reluctancy to train. We spent like so much time going to A&E, like seeing cardiologists and stuff like that. So yeah, my bodybuilding was just derailed for like 2 years. You know, got to the start of this year and I just thought, I'm not putting my life on hold any longer. You know, I'm managing the symptoms well. They come and go. They're not like they're 24/7, but it's enough to, you know, stop you in your tracks when you're having a good run of training. But thankfully, since January to now, there has been some symptoms, but nowhere near as bad as it was in like 2022 and 2023. So with that being said, I'm able to prep again. So yeah, absolutely delighted with that. On top of that, I did have some shoulder issues and I've been to see specialists up and down the UK. It's just taken an extensive amount of like rehabilitation, time off training. You know, my training was like zero at one point, like 2022, even early 2023, I wasn't training at all. And when I did, it was like in a really poor capacity, like 2 exercises for back. So there's no way you could ever be a physique competitor with such limitation. But, you know, at this point, training's like 95%, so I'm really, really happy about that. There's a couple of exercises I can't do, but, you know, for a lot of people that have been training as long as I have since I was like 14 and I'm 27 this month, you know, it's 13 years of training. You know, you're going to get some wear and tear, and there's going to be, you know, loads of people in that same position who can't do exercises they could when they were a teenager. So I've kind of come to terms with that, and I just work around it, and I trust that, you know, with my knowledge and, you know, paying attention to the control of the weight and the, you know, the exercises that I'm using, and obviously my nutrition, I'm able to go beyond what I had previously, even when I could use a wider variety of exercises. So it's not too much of an issue. Anyway, 7 weeks out. And yeah, just can't wait to get back on stage after such a long time off. Like, I did want to compete in 2022, obviously that couldn't happen, but we're making it happen this year. So, pre-workout meal today, I'll run you through the meals, and obviously I'll get some clips in the gym as well. But my first meal of the day, I have 55 grams of beef isolate, so 50 grams of protein from that. You know, some people don't like it. When you look at the nutritional information, it's like very high in protein, very low in fat, very low in carbs. So I find it digests amazingly. I've used it all year and I really enjoy it, and I just find that it doesn't upset my gut or anything like that. So yeah, I really rate this stuff. And then on top of that, I've got, as my carbohydrate source, I've got some porridge. For my American viewers, that's oatmeal. I know there's so many of them. But yeah, oats and banana, and I'll have this, and then 60 to 90 minutes later I'll start training, and like I say, I'll revisit my diet post-workout, and I'll show you my post-workout meal as well. This is the Vimto flavour by NXT beef isolate. So I am a free agent, so NXT, if you're watching, I'm more than happy to share this product.
Shameless plug.
I bet it's really good. Right, so just pulled up to the gym, got chest today, I forgot to mention that, but I've had my decaf coffee, bit of a placebo. I'm hoping that gets me through. I've been having coffee like on rest days only. Obviously with the arrhythmia, I must have went like a year without any. You know, I wouldn't throw it in the mix if I felt like it was going to have some terrible consequences. If I start drinking it every day, that's when it can maybe trigger my heart rhythm to be a bit iffy. I tend to just have it on rest days now. The reason is, like, I could go without it, but having prepped like 5 times before, always with caffeine. I do know the benefit of, you know, caffeine for fat oxidization, and I don't use anything like, you know, pharmaceutical fat burners like thyroid medications or clenbuterol or anything like that. So having a little bit of caffeine at my disposal, at least on a rest day, it's going to be advantageous to burning fat, and it's good to use it on a rest day when I'm not increasing my heart rate further with exercise. You know, I'm not doing any training. So training days are just strictly decaf. I know that's quite a weird way to do it, to have no caffeine on a training day and caffeine on a rest day, but it's just how I'm working it. But chest on its own today. I might eventually switch to a push session in my off season when I start prioritizing back, but for now it's just chest on its own, and it's working really, really well. And yeah, it's just the way I love to train. Okay, so chest done, got the post-workout meal here. So again, 55 grams of beef isolate, and then I've got 80 grams of carbs from Cream of Rice. This is the JP Nutella flavour. Got 180 grams of apple, so 20 grams of carbs from fruit. So yeah, 50 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, and yeah, not much else to say other than bon appetit. Okay, so we've been and done some steps and caught up on a bit of client work, and this is meal 3. So got here 50 grams of protein from chicken and 75 grams of carbs from rice. The next 2 meals I'm not going to bore you with because they're very much the same, just a little bit less carbs. 50 grams of carbs at meal 4, 50 grams of carbs at meal 5. So yeah, 25 grams of carb intra-workout, 100 pre and post, and then 75, 50, 50. So, you know, with these meals, it's pretty simple. I've just got paprika and a bit of salt here. In prep, you're not really going to see me use any, or not really, you're not going to see me use any sauces like low sugar, low salt ketchup, or skinny syrups, or skinny sauces, or anything like that. I believe that has a place in lifestyle coaching, but when, you know, you're a competitor and you're trying to aim for those little percentages, it's those little details that matter. I was watching Nick Walker's video this morning, and he was saying that even though he gets his chicken shipped in by a company, he doesn't have them season it, it comes plain, because he wants to control every variable, and I'm very much the same. I believe that accuracy is crucial when it comes to, you know, first or second place in a competition, so I don't like to overdo it with the seasoning. Paprika and salt, more than enough for me, given the goal. Do you know what I mean? Food is for function. There's a little bit of taste, you know, you want it to be somewhat enjoyable, but not bothered about sauces and stuff like that. So, you know, even with the rice serving here, it's 94 grams of rice. It's not 95 or 90 or 100. It's 94 because I know that is exactly 75 grams of carbs. And people might think that's anal, but I think, you know, if you're going to weigh it, you may as well weigh it on the dot, exactly the grams of carbs that you want. So that's what I try and go by. But yeah, that's everything for today. Obviously, I will keep these videos coming. Ideally, I want to do one once a week. I'll cover some different muscle groups and maybe even do like a full day of rest day meals. Even if they're not that exciting, it's just the nature of prep. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to like and subscribe.